One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his step, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
It is a topless Taco Tuesday morning. Great to see everyone in the chat, man. Let's go. As you guys can see, we do have quite an extensive morning. That's not to surprise anybody, I guess. We have U.S.-Iran nuclear talks that are ongoing, of course. We have the updates on that. We also have Jesse Jackson that died at 84 yesterday, unfortunately, as well as Nancy Guthrie search and more. Now, we do have 11 stories this morning. Now, usually we kind of have that amount on a Monday, but for some odd reason, it is popping off today. So, and from yesterday as well. So let me go ahead and run you down the chronological timeline here. We have Lindsey Graham speaks on Iran after meeting with the Israelis. That's definitely going to be an interesting talk there. We have Trump demands, quote, death penalty if Guthrie found dead. Now, I can only imagine that she probably, sadly, already is. And then we have breaking news from yesterday. Okay, so two people actually passed. So we have two passings here. My mistake. We have Robert Duvall passes at 95. I think I'm saying his name correctly. Famed actor from the Godfather series and Academy Award winner for Best Actor, has passed away at 95 years old. He was born in 1931 and unfortunately died at 2026. That was a long life for him. I can definitely say that. We have a suspect dead after shooting inside ice rink in Rhode Island, and multiple are injured. We're getting the latest reports out of Rhode Island where multiple people have been shot at Dennis M. Lynch Arena in Pawtucket on Monday afternoon, according to local news outlets. This is a developing situation, and with more information likely to come out in the coming hours. Earlier reports from officials indicate the arena is an indoor ice skating rink on Andrew D. Furland Way. Local news outlets reported that children were seen hiding inside a pharmacy near the scene of the incident when 911 was being called. Man, that's fucking crazy. Why? Why are they doing that? And then we have Guthrie family cleared as much possible suspects in missing mother case, authorities confirm. I'm not going to get too deep into that on the actual description shit. We'll get into that here in a minute. And then we also have an update on that Rhode Island shooting. Leaves 3 dead, including the gunman. So it says, we are getting an update from police on the scene after a shooting in Rhode Island leaves 3 dead, including the suspect, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee, and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, or Firearms and Tobacco, which is the ATF, and Explosives. In Boston, posted on social media about the shooting, but provided minimal details at the time. Footage from near the incident appears to show multiple emergency vehicles outside the scene, including police and ambulances. Well, of course. And then we have Trump talks crime numbers, as well as Jeffrey Epstein ICE funding and political rivals in Europe. Now, I believe that's when he was on his way back yesterday to the White House. He was on Air Force One and got some questions. Now, obviously, you guys know if we have terrible audio with anything, we just skip that shit at this point. I don't even try to listen to it anymore. So if the audio is shitty, we're just going to skip it. And usually Air Force One audio is shitty. And then we have civil rights icon Jesse Jackson dead at 84, and he died today. So two different famous people have died in the last 24 hours. Civil rights icon Jesse Jackson has died following a long health battle with progressive neuromuscular disease. The towering civil rights leader marched alongside Martin Luther King Jr., negotiated global hostage releases, and pushed for peace and equality. And then we have Iran this morning at just 3 hours ago. Iran fires live missiles into Strait of Hormuz amid U.S. nuclear talk. Now, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, by the way. It says Iran conducted live missile drills today, firing into the Straits of Hormuz as nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran are taking place in Geneva. Now, I'm not really sure where Strait of Hormuz is, Hormuz. I'm not really sure exactly where that is, but we'll figure that out together. And then back to the Guthrie case. Nancy Guthrie, crime scene investigator breaks down key evidence, and I wonder what that key evidence is going to be. Is it going to be that stupid glove? And then back to Iran. Iran's supreme leader taunts Trump as nuclear talks with the U.S. begin.
Bruh.
Sounds crazy, and we are in the time of crazy for sure. Well, real quick, before we get into it, let's go ahead and do our call to actions, and then we can get right into it. Make sure you guys come in and hit that like button. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so, by the way. Hitting that double tap that screen if you're on the vertical side to hit the like button as well. And this is what we do Monday through Friday, man. We report world news, geopolitics, American news, American politics, all of that, breaking news, and this is what we do Monday through Friday. And then, of course, Saturday morning is members only. But, speaking of members only and money, please consider becoming a member, starting only at $3.99 a month, making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody. But check it out. This does allow us to be on these airwaves as well as have these lights on. So I very much appreciate you guys becoming members and staying members. A little side note here, follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, as well as the campaign trail, man. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. And we also have a Discord server for all of you legends. We have 95% of the IWF in there. I'd love to make that 100%. So go into the video description down below for any of the invite links, and very appreciate that. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships, and membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, by the way, we have these platforms that are scrolling around the screen. And, of course, you guys can donate to that and interject, and I can have 100% of the proceeds. And, of course, I will read out whatever comes our way, just like a super chat. So I've got my emails up, ready to rock and roll. All right, thank you all for being here, man. We've got a crazy morning, as you guys can already see what I've explained here. We got Virginia Chaos dropping it like it's hot, gifting out a membership, not only helping me, but helping someone in the IWF, man. I very much appreciate that. Thank you very much for that, kind sir. All right, let's see. We got brother Slim in the building, as well as Charles Darwin from Down Under over there in Australia. Great to see you. We got Steve Easy as well. We got Naomi in the building as well. Very much appreciate you guys. We got Jimmy. And we got Cameron. Yes, sir. Great to see you. We got KP Nordic in the building as well. Sterling Wheel. You guys know the deal. We're about to get our little counterclockwise tobacco going here in a second. We got Gary, my man. Good morning. We got Al as well. He did a nice little name change. Instead of Alfred, he's now Al. Of course, he's used to being called Al, and most likely, right? Obviously. We got Brother Lappy in the building as well as Virginia Chaos as well. Thank you guys for being here. Look it up with Poncho, my man, as well as Brother Glare. Thank you for being here, you guys. Rabbit of Chaos. I see you as well as Easy Frank, as well as Sosa. Good morning to you guys. Thank you for all being here. We're about to get into it. We got Motobomb. By the way, he raided us this morning. Thank you so much for the raid this morning. The Coffee Crew, I very much appreciate all of you guys over there. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. We got Steve Posey as well. Good morning to you, kind sir. We are catching up. Looks like we're almost there. We're almost there. We got Zip Tie as well. Good morning. And it looks like we got SNS as well. And we're almost there. We got Brother Joseph up there in Canada, our favorite snow Mexican, by the way. He says, can't forget the haters. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
That's right. That's right. Discord link is in the description. That is facts, by the way. We got Biker Babe. Good morning to you. We got Miss Lotus as well. Thank you all for being here. And Wildcard as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to start off with Lindsey Graham speaks on Iran after meeting with the Israelis.
We are continuing to...
Now, we're not going to play this whole thing because this is a long segment, and we've got 11 stories to get through.
Monitor a live event out of Tel Aviv, Israel, and this is a live look here inside the room where we are expecting Senator Lindsey Graham to speak after meeting with U.S. and Israeli officials.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go ahead and skip ahead then.
Yes. The first line, the guy in the first line.
Thank you. Thumbs up from everybody. Okay. Well, I'm Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina. I'm back. I come here every 2 weeks whether I need to or not. So why did I come to
What's up, Maria?
this time?
Good morning.
To put a fine point of where we're at as a world regarding the Iranian regime.
Bigfoot.
The Iranian Ayatollah and his murderous regime are at their weakest point since 1979. Their economy is...
Yes. Unfortunately, we had a brother pass away. Well, a brother's brother, I guess. And he definitely did put out a Discord, or in the Discord, he put a GoFundMe. Make sure you guys check that out. We also have a GoFundMe going actively right now. Well, a type of GoFundMe. It's crowdfunding for key fob as well. So there's a lot of chaos going on in the world. If you guys can take just a couple of, dollars, even $1, man, to send over to them, not me, and there's in the Discord, we have that GoFundMe. And then on my YouTube page, I have key fobs posted on my community tab or whatever. So thank you guys for checking that out. And thank you, Steve.
in shambles. Their military has been degraded. There are people in the streets.
Brother Chrono, real quick, saying, what the hell? Can't lap them. I got words. Shit. I think that's what you meant to say, but hey. Shit. Thank you for the $5, bro. Chrono. My man knows the deal. Good morning, kind sir.
People in the streets demanding an end to oppression. All these forces are coming together. We must meet the moment. If this regime falls in the coming weeks or months, two things will attribute to it. October the 7th. Without October the 7th, I do not believe this regime would be as weak as it is today. What happened on October the 7th was horrible, it was horrific, and it will be part of the Israeli...
Why do we always need to bring up October 7th every single fucking time we're talking about the Israelis? Stop it.
The people of Israel's history, as long as they're the people of Israel.
I got you, Virginia Chaos.
Why are you gay?
But your determination out of the ashes of October 7th to give new meaning to never again, to go on the offensive to...
So is this all you're going to do, Lindsey? Are you going to go ahead and just pander right now? Let's go ahead and skip ahead.
I look forward to the day when Israel no longer has to fear the nuclear weapon being developed by the Iranian...
Stop it. Get some help.
...regime. The best answer to all the problems created by Iran is regime change. The best answer is for the people to take the place of the Ayatollah. I do not believe they're in the streets to build more nuclear weapons. I think they're in the streets to have a better life.
Yeah, no kidding, Blair. That used to be the go-to, and now the go-to is October 7th.
I don't think they're in the streets to purify Islam and destroy Israel and come after us, the great Satan. They're in the streets to have normalcy in a life that's not normal. So my view is the risk of regime change is real. There are unknowns, but let me just say this. I'm willing to take that risk. I think the Iranian people have the potential to be a great ally of the United States, Israel.
Yeah, no kidding, Cameron. Unfortunately, all of this shit is just political theater. That's what all of it is. Whether it's here in the United States, whether it's over there in Tel Aviv, Israel, with our U.S. officials, any of that shit, it's just political theater, bro.
Region. I think the Ayatollah, as long as he's alive and around, will be chanting death to America. And will be trying to enact a religious agenda of purify Islam, destroy Israel, come after us. He's a religious Nazi. Hitler wanted a master race. The Ayatollah wants a master religion.
Oh my God, this guy.
And we're not going to give it to him. We're going to fight back. To the brave people of Israel, I know you're hurt
You have already fought back.
Very wide and very deep on October the 7th. Here to tell you we're on the verge of eliminating the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the region. And with the fall of Iran comes the fall of Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis. The ripple effect is enormous.
Now, don't get it twisted. Don't take my what I'm saying here to say, oh, Iran's amazing and they're... No. Iran is garbage as well. They're pieces of shit, manipulators, just like everybody fucking else.
Normalization
And yes, they are terrorists.
becomes far more likely. If the Ayatollah survives all this bluster, God help the region. So my presence here today is to reassure the Israeli people there is no light or gaps between President Trump and Bibi about what to do.
What's up, Brother Dean? Great to see you in the chat, bro. It's been a minute. Good morning.
How to do it. There are two lines in the water right now. One's a diplomatic line, trying to find a way to end this regime diplomatically that will advance our national security interest. The other line is the military option. I think President Trump is looking for which line can catch the biggest fish. The bottom line is we're into weeks, not months, in terms of decision making.
You know what's funny, Virginia Chaos? That's also my vote, by the way. Real quick, we got my man Chrono coming in with the $20. Holy shit. He says, puff, puff, pass, motherfucker. Let's get to it. Get down with your bad self, you know what I mean? I very much appreciate that, Chrono. Thank you very much for the 20 fucking bucks. That goes a long way. Making it rain, bro. That is awesome. And Al coming in. Al Patterson gifting out a membership as well, bro. Wow. You guys went insane already this morning. I'm very appreciative, very honored for your donations, your engagement, all of that, you guys. So thank you very
Iranian
much.
people are hanging on.
We're only going to listen to 2 more minutes.
I attended a rally of 250,000 people in Munich. It's one of the most satisfying experiences of my professional life.
It's probably
To have
better, huh?
250,000 people wouldn't know who I was and appreciate what I was doing. Apparently, I'm commonly referred to as Uncle Lindsey in Iran, and apparently that's a good thing. But this hat, Make Iran Great Again, says a lot.
So it wasn't enough for Make America Great Again. Now let's make Iran great again. You know, here's my take, you guys. Fuck Iran. Fuck Israel. Fuck them all. If you're not the United States, it's not America first. It's America fucking only. Just the way of the road. Just the way of the road. All right, well, I'm done with this guy. Lindsey Graham, you're walking out. We're going to move over to Trump demands, quote, death penalty if Guthrie found dead. Now, I would imagine that she probably, unfortunately, already is. Probably. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying that to glorify or any of that shit. I'm just being a realist.
We are following some breaking news in the Nancy Guthrie case, and I did want to share this with you. This is from the New York Post, stating that Trump is telling the New York Post that he wants the death penalty for Nancy Guthrie's kid.
Chrono, every single day, my boy. Every day. Not just like, oh, once in a while. No, every day.
Kidnappers if she isn't returned alive. And I did want to share a little bit more about that as we take a look at some file video. But this, according to the New York Post, President Trump saying that those responsible for kidnapping Nancy Guthrie must release her unharmed or they will face the most severe federal penalties. In a very brief phone interview, Trump said that he would instruct the Justice Department to seek the death penalty if Nancy Guthrie is killed. And a little bit more information on...
And of course, we're going to figure that out here in a sec. But we also got Tiffany in the building. Shout out to you guys. And Prez. Wow, you guys all came in at the same time, you three. Very much appreciate you guys. Good morning.
Also, President Trump saying that the abductors would face very, very severe, the most severe federal consequences if Nancy Guthrie is found dead after she was abducted from her home outside Tucson, Arizona on February 1st. So when asked if that meant the DOJ would request the death penalty, President Trump said the most. That's true. Federal charges are common in high-profile cases, particularly if there is an interstate component or if a federal statute is violated. Arizona has the death penalty, but many of the inmates on the state's death row have been there for decades. Arizona carrying out just 2 executions since 2022, in part because of a nearly 2-year pause by the Democrat-led state government that was lifted in late 2024. So we did want to share that with you, as President Trump has indicated that he wants to seek the death penalty if Nancy Guthrie is not returned alive. We also have this breaking news development, as well as TMZ is
receives a 4th Nancy Guthrie demand
reporting
email.
That.
So why is TMZ getting the in-between Like, why are they talking at that outlet?
They have received a fourth Nancy Guthrie demand email. Specifics, though, not yet clear in that as we continue to follow the very latest. And we're also following more developments as the FBI right now is testing DNA found on a
Which we already know that.
glove near Nancy Guthrie's home. And a little bit more
Near, by the way, means 2 miles away from the house.
information on this development, that a glove containing DNA found a couple of miles from the Tucson, Arizona home of Nancy Guthrie appears to match those worn by a masked person outside her house the night that she disappeared. And this is some more of that video. And some
Yeah, unfortunately, these people, they love attention, you know, and TMZ is going to attract attention just like any other outlet, you know, but TMZ is a little bit, I look at them as just fucking snakes in the grass. They're not like a real media outlet. They're drama. You know what I mean? That's the way I take it. But anyways, we already know about this, so we're going to move on. We have an update as well on Guthrie here in a minute, so let's just go ahead and move on. Yesterday, we had Robert Duvall, I think that's how you say his name, passes at 95 years old, famed actor from the Godfather series and Academy Award winner for Best Actor, has passed away at 95 years old. And this happened yesterday. And here we go. Let's go and bring it up. It's a short segment.
And we come back here to live down from Fox with some breaking news to bring to you. Legendary actor Robert Duvall, dead at the age of 95. Just learning that news just a moments ago. And what a career he had, almost spanning 7 decades as an actor. Learning the news of Hollywood icon Robert Duvall passing away, the actor dying at his home yesterday at the age of 95, according to his wife. In a post on Facebook, Robert's wife said, "Yesterday we said goodbye to my beloved husband, cherished friend, and one of the greatest actors of our time. Bob passed away peacefully at home, surrounded by love and
Yeah, 95 years old, man. That's a long life.
a comfort." She added, "To the world, he was an Academy Award-winning actor, a director, and storyteller. To me, he was simply everything. His passion for his craft was matched only by his deep love for characters, a great meal, and holding court. For each of his many roles, Bob gave everything to his characters and to the truth of the human spirit they represented. In doing so, he leaves something lasting and unforgettable to all of us. Thank you for the years of support you showed, Bob, and for giving us the time and privacy to celebrate the memories he leaves behind." Robert won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as a former country music star in the 1983 classic Tender Mercies. In a career that spans 7 decades, Robert had other iconic roles in films such as The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, The Godfather Part 2, The Conversation, Network, and The Natural, among many, many others. Duvall distinguished himself as an actor of major promise, even though he didn't have a line of dialogue when he portrayed the...
Your grandma is 106? Bro, that shit is insane.
The reclusive Boo Radley
That's awesome.
in To Kill a Mockingbird back in 1962. Horton Foote, the
Wow,
film's
Jimmy Mac.
screenwriter, personally recommended him for the role after seeing Duvall on stage in New York a few years earlier in Foote's The Midnight Caller. Foote was a major influence on Duvall.
What's up, my man? We got Brandon Ray in the chat, by the way, saying, what up, Mike? Yeah, Robert Duvall hated Hollywood. He lived in Virginia and had a big horse ranch. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know any of that, of his personal life or any of that. Believe it or not, I've only watched like 15 movies in my entire life. Like my actual base audience here, they know that about me. But I pretty much am somebody that watches like documentaries, stuff that where I'm learning things, not usually mindlessly watching TV or something like that. Now, once in a while, I do like to veg out, but usually it ain't vegging out on movies. It's like vegging out on YouTube. So that's modern day problems, I guess, huh?
Duvall. He also wrote the screenplays for Tender Mercies and another excellent Duvall film, Tomorrow, back in 1972. And the actor starred in The Chase in 1966. That was in a play on Foote's novel and play. So, too, was director Francis Ford Coppola, who first cast Duvall in The Rain People back in 1969, then hired him to play the trusted family lawyer Tom Hagen, The Godfather in 1972, and The Godfather...
Steve, I told you that in confidence, bro.
Part 2 in 1974. We all remember Duvall's line in Apocalypse Now, "I love the smell of napalm in the morning," became the stuff of movie legend. With jets flying overhead and shells exploding nearby, the scene shot in the Philippines was done amazingly just in one take. Again,
Wow, Chrono, I didn't realize you're of that generation, bro.
Robert Duvall, dead at the age of 95.
Oh, he grew up.
And what a career he had. So many iconic
Your grandma
roles.
grew up, and I get it.
Everyone,
I get
we will
it.
be back with much more on Live Now from Fox in just moments.
All right. So, of course, we're going to move on here. Says suspect dead after shooting inside ice rink in Rhode Island, multiple injured. Now, we have two updates on this, by the way. So let's go ahead and bring this up. We'll discuss it real quick. And got it, Naomi. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I don't even remember the movie. Let's see here. I'm boomish. That's funny, dude. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you for hanging out with us, bro. And we got Warland as well hanging out with us. Good morning to you. Happy Topless Taco Tuesday as well. All right, so let's go ahead and move on into this whole crazy story over there in Rhode Island.
We do want to go to some breaking
This was breaking yesterday.
news that we are following for you this hour out of Rhode Island. I want to give you a live look here of a huge police scene at an arena for an indoor ice skating rink. We are learning from local media reports, WPRI, that a suspect is dead after multiple people were
I'm going to be honest, bro. That anime thing, whether it be porn or it be cartoons or any of that shit, I don't understand why people love anime the way that they do. I mean, to me, it doesn't do anything for me. Zero. Zip nada. I don't know, man. I like real women. Sorry.
shot at the Dennis M. Lynch Arena in Pawtucket this afternoon. Officials confirming to WPRI the arena is an indoor ice skating rink on Andrew Furland Way. An employee at the Walgreens nearby told local media that the people came into the pharmacy panicking.
Wow, even Steve Easy himself has played many games at this rink. It's a sad situation and sad to see the family wiped out. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. And apparently there's a whole bunch of kids that ran to a pharmacy while the 911 call was being made, and they were hiding there, like bunkering down.
Saying that there was a shooting.
Damn, that's crazy.
The employee said that there was that they were told to close and evacuate the building. They called 911, and the people hid inside the store. It's unclear how many people have been injured at this time here, but as you're looking, a very active police scene right now as this investigation has just started. And again, we are learning that from WPRI that a suspect is dead after multiple people were shot. This camera crew now
Where's
heading
Pablo?
to a different location. You still see police
There he
there
is.
on the ground coming.
What's up, Pablo? Good morning. I'm sorry I just skipped over you like that. I do that sometimes on accident. I don't mean to do that on purpose, not just with you. I'm just talking about in general. It's hard for me to keep up sometimes.
To the scene here with others just taking a look at everything that is transpiring out at right outside of this ice skating rink in Rhode Island right now. But an active look right here of this investigation as you have police personnel on the scene, first responders, you have this ambulance as well. And
Yeah, I have the update on it, Brandon Ray. This was the original breaking from yesterday, and we have the update
we're
on it
waiting for
too.
more details, hoping that a little bit later we'll be getting a news conference there on the ground. If that does happen, of course, we will bring that to you live. But again, just active investigation going on now with multiple people shot here.
No, you got it misconstrued there, Prez. I am part potato head. Mr. Potato Head, that's me. Yeah, you can like build me and shit. It's awesome. I come with multiple pieces.
And with the suspect dead at this ice skating rink accused of shooting people, we are awaiting the total number of victims here in this shooting. But people...
Yeah, you guys, we got 75 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button as well as double tap the screen if you're on the vertical side. Listen, I don't ask you guys to do anything else other than to hit that freaking like button. Let's get the likes up, man. Very much appreciate it. Let's get into it.
Left the scene. They were running out, and according to that local media report there, ran to a nearby pharmacy, panicked, and continued.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you went by Ray Motors Life, but then you lost your channel, and then you have this one. So I'm just calling people what they are, you know, on their screen name now.
To call 911 about the shooting
But I got
that
you.
happened inside of this ice skating rink here. So we'll be keeping an eye on all of the details coming out of Rhode Island. Stay right here with us. More to come on.
And I have those updates. But okay, so we have a different breaking news story update. The Guthrie family cleared as possible suspects in missing mother case, authorities confirmed. Sorry, I had a retard moment. Here we go. And also, when you have retard moments, always remember, you guys, you must embrace the process. You know what I mean? Just embrace it.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you have tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to? You are a fuck-up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
Absolutely embrace the process, bro. All right, here we go.
I'm Andy Mack, now here in the anchor chair, and we have some major breaking news out of Tucson, Arizona, in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Still no suspects or people of interest in this case, but Pima County coming out and saying they have cleared Savannah Guthrie, the Guthrie siblings, as well as their spouses in this investigation. I want to put this up here from Pima County Sheriff's statement from Chris Nanos on this investigation, saying, quote, to be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, have been cleared as possible suspects.
Hold on real quick. We also have, I'll back it up there to hear who's being cleared as suspects. But real quick, we got my man, Al Patterson, in the building, by the way, sending in $3 on the Cash App saying, money me, money now. Well, yes, you guys must obey in this aspect. Let's get the money part.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money, money me, money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Al, I very much appreciate you. And yes, what that clip just said is facts. I do need money now.
Denied.
But I still love you guys. All right, let's get right back into this.
Case. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious, and our victims in this case.
What's up, Carrie? Good morning.
Otherwise is not only wrong, it is cruel. The Guthrie family are victims, plain and simple. Please, I am begging you, the media, to honor your profession and report with some sense of compassion and professionalism. So some big news. Savannah Guthrie siblings, we've seen them in several videos, including their spouses, have been cleared as possible suspects in this case. And this alluding to day number 16 of this disappearance of the 84-year-old mother of that Today Show host, Nancy Guthrie, still not accounted for. Investigators continue to try to find leads at this moment, and they're working some important things from this FBI.
Such as the freaking, the only thing they really kind of have right now, what they claim, is that glove that they found near the house, which is 2 miles away from the house. And they found it 12 days after the kidnapping. And then magically they say, oh, it's guy's DNA. And now we're going to go test it. Well, that's where it's at right now.
Surveillance video, and some, including the gloves in which they found, and they're running DNA, some preliminary tests already coming back, waiting for confirmation. Also about the jacket and the backpack, as investigators are consulting with Walmart management to develop leads because a backpack the suspect was wearing is sold exclusively at the stores. Nancy Guthrie was last seen in her Arizona home on January 31st, was reported missing the following day. Authorities say her blood was found on the porch. Ransom notes were apparently sent to news outlets, but 2 deadlines for paying those had passed. The Federal Bureau of Investigation releasing surveillance video of a masked person wearing a handgun holster outside.
Yo, real quick, Al coming in and gifting out a membership as well. Man, thank you very much for that, bro. Not only helping me, but helping someone in the IWF, bro. It goes a long way. We got TVT in the building as well up there in Canada. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning.
Guthrie's front door in Tucson the night she vanished. A porch camera recorded a video of the person with the backpack who was wearing a ski mask, long pants, and a jacket on that scene. So you can see.
Yeah, these are all things we already know, Josh. Sorry to tell you. We got Jimmy Mack coming in with the $5 saying money in. For you now, Mike. Yes, money in, you now, Mike. I very much appreciate it, by the way. Thank you for the $5. Goes a long way. Yes, money me now. Lots now. Absolutely now. Thank you.
All of these investigators continue to
I don't think there's anything else in this.
Of what's going on there in Tucson,
I'll give it a second.
Arizona. But we also heard last night, pushing back Chris Nanos, the sheriff of Pima County, about potential reporting that there was a burglary gone wrong, that is kind of the working theory that the department has had, saying they're working all sorts of leads in this case to hopefully have a good resolution with bringing Nancy home. We heard last night from Savannah Guthrie on social media talking about it, pleading with anyone out there that might have information about this, saying, quote, it's never too late to do the right thing. And also, you can see this. This is the most recent update from.
And we already heard this. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We do have an update, by the way, on the whole Rhode Island shooting. It leaves 3 dead, including the gunman. So we are getting an update from police on the scene after a shooting in Rhode Island leaves 3 dead, including the suspect, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, Tobacco, and Explosives, which is ATF, in Boston posted on social media about the shooting, but provided minimal details at the time. Footage from near the incident appears to show multiple emergency vehicles outside the scene, including police and ambulances. Well, of course. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this up and see what we get from this.
The victim inside Lynch Arena, and then we have just received word that there was a 3rd victim that is now deceased at the hospital. We have 3 people that were also injured that are at the hospital. I have no further update on them. It seems like this is a targeted event, and it may have been a family dispute, but we are still investigating, still very early hours, so we're just trying to kind of get all the information. We asked if anybody has any information out there. Obviously, there were a lot of people in the arena at the time that they reach out to Detective Webb at the Pawtucket Police Department to give us any information they may have, any recordings that they may have, because obviously people were recording, the kids were on the ice, so any recordings that they may have, that they obviously reach out to Detective Webb and they provide those to the police department.
Were any children hurt?
Like I said, right now we're just confirming that we do have 3 deceased and 3 at the hospital injured. I don't believe anybody was underage, but at this time, again, we're still at the initial stages, the initial hours. So as the investigation unfolds, we will give more information. We're not releasing anybody's names at this point because obviously we want the families to be able to be made aware of the situation before we release any information to the public about that.
Are you able to say male, female, if the suspect was male?
No, not at this time.
At the hockey games.
Wow.
I believe so, yes.
So they're not willing to say anything about him.
They were
or her, whatever.
High school kids on the ice at the time.
Do you know which schools?
I believe it was Blackstone Valley, Coventry, Johnston. I believe it was a senior night for one of the hockey teams. I'm not sure which one, but it appears that it was a high school hockey game.
Chief, can it happen really quick taking the suspect down? Was it Kentucky police that was able to take him down?
When the police arrived, the suspect was already deceased.
Okay, so suspect was
Do you know if the 3rd person who was killed was part of the family?
We wouldn't release that at this time. Again, we're not going to release anything about the deceased or those that are injured until we're able to talk to the families. We want to make sure that the families are aware of what happened before we release any information to the public.
How quickly was the arena evacuated?
Extremely quickly. Obviously, when some of the people inside heard the shots fired, they cleared out. They used the back door. We used some staging areas. We used Rip the Bus. They assisted us with moving any of the kids and any of their families so that we could stage in the area at Walgreens so that people could reunite with their families.
Do you know how many people were inside the arena at the time? Was it a busy game?
I don't know how many, but there were a substantial amount of people inside.
Do you know if the suspect died from...
Lucy's pawing at me. Why are you pawing at me, baby? Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's see what this cat's up to. Hold on. Come here. That's the kitty. Now you guys can like the video because you saw Lucy. All right. You got to have a really rare cat on screen. All right, cool. Let's go.
Self-inflicted gunshot?
Again, as much information as I'm going to give you, that's kind of what I did. Again, we will give more information as it goes on, but again, we're just at the initial stages of the investigation. We're trying to uncover everything that happened. We're trying to speak to the families. Again, with a large incident that happens like this, is a lot of information to gather, obviously a lot of witnesses to talk to. We have several members, again, local police departments, Cranston, Providence, State Police, ATF, everybody came to assist, Lincoln. So we have a lot of coordination that we're doing. So again, we thank our partners, and we're just going to try to gather as much information as we can at this point, and then as the information comes out, we'll forward it to the media.
Can you tell us your name and title, please?
Sure. Chief Gonzalez for the Pawtucket Police Department.
Chief, one more quick question. I apologize. I came in late. There were some conflicting reports, 2 shooters. Was it just one shooter? Or
correct. Yes.
Just one?
Yes.
What is your message to people? This is obviously a very stressful, confusing time. A lot of mixed messaging going around. What's your message to people?
Right. So obviously this was a high school game, so that is very unfortunate. It was a senior night, a time for them to celebrate and to remember. And it's very unfortunate that this happened today. So again, we're trying to offer some services. We have Rhode Island EMA, we have the federal EMA out there, and we'll try to offer some services if we can. Obviously, we'll try to connect with the schools tomorrow, see if there's going to be some services offered to these kids that were on the ice through the schools. So we'll do anything we can for the outreach to make sure that these kids are getting some kind of support in the days.
Well, Pablo, she's in the police department. Of course she's going to be rode hard and put up wet.
To follow, because obviously, it's going to all settle in probably later tonight or tomorrow for them.
And numbers-wise,
hockey gear still inside?
You know what? If it's in the locker room, that's probably where it still is. Obviously, they were on the ice, so whatever they had on them, they left with.
the 3 injured you said remain in the hospital?
They are.
Serious condition, or?
At this time, yes.
Do we have an exact time of when this incident took place?
A little before 2:30, maybe like 2:28 is when we received the call. So within a few minutes of that, it was almost immediate. We had, we were actively training at this time, so we weren't too far away. So some of other members that were off today were also training, so they all...
Well, that's good. That means that they had resources actually very close, which is good. We got Hardwire up in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your taco toes, your actual, the way that we actually put it is Topless Taco Tuesday. That's right. Great to see you in the chat, bro. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning, and shit, hit that like button, everybody.
Responded. Anybody that was here for the police department responded immediately. So we were here within seconds.
Do you have a chance to reach out to the nurse last week?
No.
Do you know when you will be able to give us another update?
No.
Should we stick around here or go to the auto zone?
So what'll normally happen is Sergeant Judicious or Sergeant Lefebvre, the PIO, will do more of a draft email later.
I don't know, TVT, but I did notice that as well. And we got Chrono coming in with the $2 saying, Mike putting them on screen, free only pause. Oh, shit. Yep, I did put on the only pause for you guys with Lucy. So, Chrono, I very much appreciate the $2. Thanks for making it rain in the chat.
And then that they'll do a mass email out to all the media outlets, and they'll send it out that way. But for the most part, this is kind of, the initial update, kind of letting you guys know what's happening. I appreciate you guys staying here and waiting. So we just wanted to make sure.
All right, just listening in there to an update from the chief, Pawtucket Police, talking about this. Now, 2 people losing their lives at a potentially domestic incident inside of this arena at a senior night hockey game. So that was just coming in here on Live Now from Fox from one podium, and we actually are getting Tina again, the police chief.
Now, it does say down here 2 people killed, but the actual number is 3 people, including the gunman.
Pawtucket, Rhode Island, speaking to the media again. Let's just again listen into this here on Live Now from Fox.
No. So, okay. Let's go ahead and move on because we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories to get through. Trump talks crime numbers as well as Jeffrey Epstein, ICE funding, and political rivals in Europe. Now, this is our onboard Air Force One, by the way, so if it's terrible audio, we're just going to skip through it and probably not even play it. Usually on Air Force One, they have just terrible fucking audio. So if it's something unbearable, we're just going to skip it because we got a lot to get through anyways. And my man saying that he's liked the thumbs up on the video, man. I very much appreciate that. Let's see. No, you're good, homie. We got Mr. Al Patterson saying, stop the cap. Coolest cat I've seen all day. Yes, sir.
Stop the cap.
Absolutely. Thank you for making it rain as well, Mr. Al. Shit, we making it rain up in this bitch today. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll discuss this briefly here.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We are watching this live look right now at Air Force One. It just landed there in D.C. We are waiting.
Skipping ahead. All right.
Low inflation, very low inflation. Prices
We actually can fucking hear them.
are down, way down. Gasoline is less than $2 in many places, Cali, which nobody expected to see, but I did, because we're going by the initial expression of drill, baby, drill, and prices are coming down very strongly. And as goes gasoline and oil and gas, so goes the rest of...
Yeah, it's not as good as I thought it was. Now it's kind of like in and out, but yeah, it's all right.
Other products that were high...
We'll just get a couple minutes of it at least.
Because of Biden, so we inherited a mess, and we've brought our country back very, very powerfully. Crime numbers are way down, despite the fact that they let in 25 million people, many of whom should not have been allowed into our country with their open border policy. But it's the country's doing very well. Any questions?
What are you expecting from these Iran talks in Geneva tomorrow?
So I'll be involved in those talks.
Yeah, there ain't no $2 gas in fucking California, I can tell you that. Maybe in some rural bunk-ass fucking county up north or some bullshit, but yeah, I don't know, man. No $2. It's not even $2 here in northern Alabama.
Indirectly, and they'll be very important. We'll see what can happen. It's been typically, Iran's a very tough negotiator. They're good negotiators, or bad negotiators. I would say they're bad negotiators because we could have had a deal instead of sending the B-2s in to knock out their nuclear potential, and we had to send the B-2s. I hope they're going to be more reasonable. They want to make a deal. And
that part is very true. It's heavily taxed, and I mean, that did happen from New Scum and previous governors in California as well.
Been told that a deal is next to impossible?
No, I think they want to make a deal.
That's very true, Joseph. Shit. It's so funny that you still remember that line.
They want the consequences of not making a deal. They want to make a deal.
Are you going to sit down with Democrats this week on DHS funding, sir?
I will, but, we have to protect our law enforcement. They've done a great job. I just got finished saying that we We have the best crime numbers we've had in many years, and on murders, 125 years. And that's despite a lot of people that shouldn't have been let into our country, coming into our country, criminals, many, many criminals. But we've taken out tens of thousands of people, brought them back to their countries. Many of the criminals that were brought in, allowed to come in, have been removed. So, we're okay. But to have the best crime numbers, which aren't made by me, these are made by people that do that, many left-leaning. We have the best murder numbers. Horrible thing to say, but we have the best murder numbers since 1900. That's before my father was born. 125 years, think of it. The best crime numbers since 1900, having to do with murder, and really good crime numbers, the best in years.
Are there any demands that Democrats are making that you're okay with?
Well, I don't like some of the things they're asking for. We're going to protect law enforcement. We're going to protect ICE. They're part of the whole system that is working. In Washington, D.C. now is considered a very safe city. When I took over, it was a city that...
Man, I hate when he keeps talking about Washington, D.C. It's so boring.
Not a bad look. Recent news reports have discussed the possibility that Kristi Noem and Corey Lewandowski are in a close personal relationship. Is that a bad look, and do you think she'll be in the job much longer?
I don't know about that. I mean, I haven't heard that. I'll find out about it, but I have not heard it.
Do you think will you give your State of the Union speech if we're still in a shutdown next week?
Well, I think I would. It wouldn't bother me. I would give it, yeah.
How are the negotiations going?
With what? Which one? We have a lot of negotiations.
No, with the government shutdown.
This is a Democrat shutdown. This has nothing to do with Republicans. This is a Democrat shutdown. They're upset that the crime numbers are so good. They're very unhappy that the crime numbers are so good. They're very unhappy that there's a movement for getting voter ID. They want voter ID. The population, 98%, want voter ID. They don't want voter ID because they want to cheat in elections. They also want other things. They don't want mail-in ballots.
Steve.
Want to end mail-in ballots, which is corrupt. And one other thing that they're insisting on is proof of citizenship. And the Democrats don't want to give proof of citizenship. They don't want to give voter ID. Think of it. Who would want proof of citizenship? I ask you, Steve. Who wouldn't want voter ID? And why would you want mail-in ballots if you know it's corrupt? It's a corrupt system. We're the only country in the world that has this system of mail-in ballots. Think of it. The only country in the world that has this system of mail-in ballots. Because they cheat. And the fact is they could never get elected if they ever changed. They know it. If you had voter ID, if you had proof of citizenship, they could never win an election. And they know that. And they're fighting to the hill. And I put this down with men playing in women's sports. I put it down with transgender for everybody. I put it down with their horrible open border policy as being ridiculous. They don't want voter ID. No voter ID. And I put that down in the same category with men playing in women's sports. I'm going to add...
Shit.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Fourth category. They don't want voter ID. Go ahead.
So Hillary Clinton said in an interview...
All right, so we're going to move on because it's not the best audio. It's kind of shitty, to be honest. It started off all right, I guess, but then it just... The air noise inside of an airplane just sucks. All right, we're going to move on into civil rights icon Jesse Jackson, dead at 84 as of today, by the way.
I'm here to guide you through the day's top stories, also showcase live events and live looks from around the world. But today we start with some breaking news as the civil rights leader and activist, Reverend Jesse Jackson, has died at the age of 84. We know this based on a statement from his family.
Oh, shit, real quick, my bad. We got my man, Virginia Chaos, coming in hot on the Cash App as well. And he sends in $5 saying, little taco money, hashtag Virginia Chaos. Let's go, bro. Thank you for that. Sending it out there. I very much appreciate that. Making it rain and shit.
Overnight. Now, the Reverend was a protege of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and a two-time presidential candidate who led the civil rights movement for decades after the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. His daughter confirmed that Jackson died at home, surrounded by his family. As a young organizer in Chicago, Jackson was called to meet with MLK Jr. at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis shortly before King was killed, and he publicly positioned himself thereafter as King's successor. Jackson led a lifetime of crusades in the United States and abroad, advocating for the poor and underrepresented on issues from voting rights and job opportunities to education and health care. He scored diplomatic victories with world leaders, and through his coalition, he channeled cries for Black pride and self-determination into corporate boardrooms, pressuring executives to make America a more open and equitable society. I do want to showcase here on your screen the statement from his family overnight. It is a bit small, but I do want to read it to you in full. As they say this, it is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of civil rights leader and founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition, the Honorable Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson Sr. He died peacefully on Tuesday morning morning surrounded by his family. His unwavering commitment to justice, equality, and human rights helped shape a global movement for freedom and dignity.
Yeah, he even walked with Martin Luther King Jr. and all.
A tireless change agent, he elevated the voices of the voiceless, from his presidential campaigns in the 1980s to mobilizing millions to register to vote, leaving an undeniable mark on history. Reverend Jackson is survived by his wife, their children, and grandchildren. He was preceded in death by his mother and his stepfather. And then they say this, quote, "Our father was a servant leader, not only to our family, but to the oppressed, the voiceless, and the overlooked around the world. We shared him with the world, and in return, the world became part of our extended family. His unwavering belief in justice, equality, and love uplifted millions, and we ask you to honor his memory by continuing the fight for the values he lived by." Public observances will be held in Chicago, but final arrangements for a Jackson Celebration of Life services, including all public events, will be released by the Rainbow Push Coalition, and they do include their website at rainbowpush.org and also jessejacksonlegacy.com. So it truly is a sad day when we talk about the historic value that Jesse Jackson had, especially when it comes to those civil rights movements. Going back to some more reporting here, Jackson's voice, infused with the stirring cadences and powerful insistence of the Black church, demanded attention. On the campaign trail and elsewhere, he used rhyming slogans such as "hope, not dope," and "if my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it." That is to deliver his message. And I am referencing some reporting courtesy of the Associated Press here. Jackson did have his share of critics, both within and outside the Black community. Some considered him a grandstander, too eager to seek out the spotlight. Looking back on his life and legacy, Jackson told the Associated Press back in 2011 that he felt blessed to be able to continue the service of other leaders before him and to lay a foundation for those to come. In his final months, as he received 24-hour care, he did lose his ability to speak, communicating with family and visitors.
Oh, that's terrible. If you lose your ability to speak to your own family and stuff, man, that's just gotta be just miserable, bro. I just can't even fathom that kind of shit. At that point, just take me out.
Holding their hands and squeezing. I do want to head over to a lengthy report here that just takes a look at the life and legacy.
We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. All right. Unfortunate chain of events. We do have an update here from this morning. Iran fires live missiles into Strait of Hormuz. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Amid U.S. nuclear talks. So that did happen this morning. So let's go ahead and bring this up and we'll discuss it here quickly.
We are following more breaking news on this Tuesday, this time concerning some more of these international headlines that we are following. We do know that today those talks are continuing between U.S. and Iranian officials over in Geneva. And I want to take us out to this, a live image that we have just outside of the Oman ambassador's residence in Geneva. Now, this comes also, these talks beginning, Iranian media announcing that Iran had fired live missiles toward the Strait of Hormuz. Iran had announced a maritime military exercise on Monday in waterways that are crucial international trade routes through which 20% of the world's oil passes. The semi-official Tasnim news agency, which is close to the paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, said that missiles launched inside Iran and along its coast had struck their targets in the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian state TV also reported on Tuesday that the negotiations with the U.S. will be indirect and will focus only on Iran's nuclear program, not domestic policies, including its bloody crackdown on protesters last month. Joining us now to break down all of these developing headlines, the breaking news that we're following, plus the talks underway in Geneva, is Jonathan Sayeh. He is a research program analyst at the Iran.
Okay, I don't really need to hear too much of what this guy has to say. I don't need an analyst too much to break this down, but I do want to hear about what was going on with these missiles here real quick.
Program at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Jonathan, I'm going to bring you in right now because I do want to talk specifically about the breaking news that I just shared with our viewers, because this just came down a few moments ago. I know it's developing, there's not too much information, but as someone who is really watching this closely, what do we know so far about this missile drill conducted by Iran?
Well, this is a major signal to the United States that should there be a conflict with the Islamic Republic, the Persian Gulf theater would be the main arena for this military confrontation. That is a clear signal. And of course, it's backed by the fact that Tehran, Beijing, and Moscow are also planning on doing a drill in that area. This is something they've done in the past. So the message is really clear that as On one hand, we have Washington trying to pursue diplomacy with the Islamic Republic. Tehran, in response, has only been escalating tensions. Prior to this, they actually launched a drone at our fleet, and now they're holding a drill. All that signing that the Islamic Republic is not really willing to offer any compromises. They're skeptical of negotiations. Also indicated by the fact that they're not even going to negotiate over matters beyond nuclear. Signaling that this is a regime that is weakened.
And you got to remember what Bibi Netanyahu said, that the way that they're going to be negotiating is, well, it's all the stuff regarding being able to enrich uranium and all that, all their facilities, all of it has to be torn down and demolished for them to even be willing to compromise. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, that's never fucking happening. We got Vicky coming in, by the way, with the $5 saying, get Trump administration out. Well, I very much appreciate the $5. You know, I got to punish you for that. But hey, very much appreciate the $5. Making it rain in the building. Shout out to you. All right, back to this.
It's the most paranoid and is unlikely to offer meaningful concessions during negotiations.
Taking a live look once again at this, a camera that we do have positioned outside the Omani ambassador's home in Geneva. Inside is where those talks are happening. Jonathan, you mentioned there, and a lot of the reporting is focusing on the fact that these talks are only going to be dealing with Iran's nuclear program. But there are several other issues that we have been following. I want to turn now to the protests.
And we got my OG in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning as well. It is a topless Taco Tuesday morning. You know, shout out to you.
Iran, because they have been happening since late December. But I want to know what's happening on the ground right now. What do we know about those protests at the moment? Also, the update on the status of a death toll related to those protests, and even the internet blackouts that have been affecting Iranians for weeks.
What's going on inside Iran is better characterized as a revolutionary movement, and protests continue to be only one pillar of that. You have parallel strikes happening in different sectors. Life is by no means back to normal. And what we're saying right now that's very interesting is a new wave of protests taking place in the shape of funerals. So throughout the country, we see more and more people coming out chanting against the Islamic Republic. And in return, the repression has not scaled back. They continue to arrest more people. The latest death toll that's been verified, it's
what's up, SST? Good morning.
As high as 36,000, which is really, really concerning and unfortunately believable, given that Iran is a population of 90 million. Tehran itself is about 15 million. And outside of that, there are about 10 cities that have a population over a million. So unfortunately, those numbers do make sense. But ultimately,
so it sounds like they're just preparing for, essentially, I mean, you got the United States, two different, well, you've got the largest aircraft carrier in the world that's there right now. You have the second largest, and then armada of ships there as well that are on the line of Iran, making sure that nothing comes in or out of it. Now, of course, you got to remember, Iran doesn't have like an air force, for instance. Iran, their air force is their missile program. Their missile program's, I mean, objectively the best in the fucking world. Their hypersonic missile program, all of that, just objectively is amazing. But that's their like actual attack and defense kind of thing. So anyways, that's what it sounds like what's going on here. Anyways, we're going to move on because we still have two different stories to get through. I just wanted to hear a little bit of what they knew about the situation. It sounds like they don't know too much. It sounds like they're kind of speculating on a few things. So I'm not really interested in much more speculation. Anyways, one last update that we do have is a crime scene investigator breaks down key evidence of Nancy Guthrie's search. Now, I really don't care about this whole thing because we've been following it, and we all know that we're waiting for the DNA sample to come back on the glove from the FBI, and that's where we're waiting right now. So I really don't need an analysis on, you know, talking about this. I'd rather actually talk about what Iran, actually that's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're already at an hour. We're on our last story here. Iran Supreme Leader taunts Trump as nuclear talks with U.S. begin. So let's go ahead and see what this is all about. And quickly, by the way, you guys must obey.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Well, that is true. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be honest. It is true. But
Denied.
I still love you guys, though. By the way, we got Pops the Clubber in the building. Shout out to my man, Hey, by the way, I'm super sorry when you came in the very first time and you let me know about Mountain Woman. I didn't read the full message until like once people started saying, I hope that she gets better, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I went back and read live on the show that day. I was like, oh shit, man. I had no fucking idea, but I'm great to see you in here, by the way. Hopefully she's doing all right. And thank you for giving us updates when you can, by the way. All right. So again, this is our last story here. Iran's supreme leader taunts Trump as nuclear talks with the U.S. begin. Let's go ahead and figure out this whole ordeal, and we'll get to it.
Right now, I want to pop this up on your screen as we take a live look over in Geneva. Now, we are following developing news out of Iran as Iranian state media reporting that Iran has fired live missiles toward the Strait of Hormuz, closing the strait for hours.
What's up, Arpol? Good morning. Great to see you in the chat, by the way. Let me go ahead and speed this up. Here we go.
Safety and maritime concerns. The strait, an essential international waterway, and by the way, this marks the first time that Iran has closed parts of it since the U.S. began to threaten Iran with military action. Just last week, the U.S. announced it would send the USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, to the Middle East to join other warships and military assets that the U.S. has built up in that region. Now, at the same time, President Trump says he will have a hand in today's meeting between the U.S. and Iran on Tehran's nuclear program. In that meeting, you can see right here this live look. It's going to happen in Geneva, and it will be the second round of talks between the two countries. The U.S. has ramped up its military.
All we know is that she is in the hospital getting surgery. Well, she was on that update. I'm sure now she's recovering. But I don't know what happened.
Military presence, as I mentioned, in the Middle East, and Iran is holding large-scale maritime exercises. The first round of talks earlier this month were held over in Oman and were mostly indirect. On the U.S. side, President Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner. Speaking with reporters last night aboard Air Force One, President Trump explained that Iran does want to make a deal because there's really no other option.
So I'll be involved in those talks indirectly. And they'll be very important. We'll see what can happen. It's been typically Iran's a very tough negotiator. They're good negotiators, or bad negotiators. I would say they're bad negotiators because we could.
Real quick before Trump gets onto this, we've got 104 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It goes a long way. If you're on the vertical side, make sure you guys double tap that screen. Thank you for your participation.
We had a deal instead of sending the B-2s in to knock out their nuclear potential. We had to send the B-2s. I hope they're going to be more reasonable. They want to make a deal.
Told that a deal is next to impossible?
No, I think they want to make a deal.
And right now you're looking at this post right here from Ali Khamenei. He is, of course, the supreme leader there in Iran, posting this morning. The U.S. president keeps saying that they have the strongest military force in the world. The strongest military force in the world may at times be struck so hard that it cannot get up again.
Wow. That came from the supreme leader, bro.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
I think he's a little overconfident. I'm going to be honest. Yes, you do have the best missile program in the world, hypersonic missile programs as well, all of that. Ballistics, of course. But man, we've got nuclear power that's sitting right there in your waters right now. Relax there, homie. Just going to be honest.
Bruh.
Anyways.
A lot to discuss here. Do want to bring in a great friend of the show. We have Javed Ali, Associate Professor of Practice at the University of Michigan's Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. Now, he's worked with the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Department of Homeland Security, and the FBI. Javed, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us and help break it all down.
Josh, always great to be with you. Thank you.
And first off, want to talk to you about those comments here just posted a short time ago by Ali Khamenei, essentially saying that while the U.S. may have the strongest military force, they can be taken down. What do you make of that comment? Because it sounds as though that's not really a shift from what we've heard in the past.
So, Josh, whenever there are these tense moments between the U.S. and Iran or Iran and Israel.
Hold on before he gets to it. We got my man, Alfred Patterson, coming in with the Cash App, by the way, for $5 saying, you must obey. Oh, shit. He's forcing you guys to obey right now. Well, thank you very much for the $5, by the way. Goes a long way.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking money.
Shit. Well, thank you very much for that. kind sir.
Almost always you have comments like this from the supreme leader or other senior Iranian officials that are aggressive, belligerent, try to convey this image of strength from Iran, even if that may not be the reality of their military capability or national security capabilities. But this is just, to me, very
Brother Pitbull over there in the UK, good morning.
Very
or
consistent
good afternoon to you.
With the type of rhetoric that we have seen from the supreme leader. And it is, I would have to imagine, more designed to focus on his domestic population and his base of support with the clerics and the Revolutionary Guard Corps commanders and the troops below them. But it's not unexpected to see the supreme leader say something
Yeah, he's puffing out his chest
like this or post something like this.
And I want to pop this up on your screen once again. This is a live look over in Geneva where we know that those talks are going to be getting underway. And of course, last time those talks took place for the first round, that was over in Oman. Here we're in Switzerland. What does that say to you overall about the situation and the fact that these talks are even happening in the first place?
So when we spoke about a week and a half ago, or perhaps a little less than that, it was on the aftermath of the talks in the first round of the talks in Oman, which you mentioned, where first you had the U.S. delegation with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner come to Oman into the royal palace or one of the royal palaces, put their talking points down or their negotiating points down. Then they had the Iranian foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, come separately. And then he did the same thing. And in between these two rounds of meetings, you had the Omani foreign minister trying to convey the two countries' different positions. It sounds like that is exactly the same setup that's going to happen in Switzerland. So indirect talks, even though both parties will physically be there on the ground, although not perhaps at the same time in the Intercontinental Hotel. And just as what happened about 10 days ago, what, if anything, will emerge from those talks? Will there be the actual contours of a deal? Will it look like there's more potential for it to be ironed out on both sides, or will those still be sticking points? And will there be other rounds of negotiations? Your clip with President Trump made it sound like the U.S. patience for diplomacy may be running out. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens today, if it actually has or puts more momentum behind a deal, or it's just more negotiations that may not lead to anything productive.
And you touched on this right there.
And we'll listen to one last question here.
But what does success look like, and maybe what does failure look like as these talks are underway?
So the timing, as we've mentioned, is important, because I don't think President Trump and perhaps Prime Minister Netanyahu and others are going to wait this out for months. So timing is important, but then take the timing off to the side. What will the deal actually look like? As we've talked about before in other interviews, President Trump has laid out at least 3 key conditions that Iran must abide to in a new deal. End its uranium enrichment program, significantly curtail its ballistic missile and drone and cruise missile programs, and end its support, or also significantly curb its support to its partners in the axis of resistance: Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, the Houthis in Yemen, Shia militia.
And then I love when Americans call them the Houthis. The Houthis
in Iraq or Syria. So if those are the U.S. conditions in these negotiations, what, if any of those, will Iran actually agree to, and what will Iran say?
Oh, damn, Pops. Was that from like a motorcycle accident? Oh man, that's terrible, bro.
Understanding the U.S. position on that may be firm, they will have a different take on one of those 3 key points. And this is the thing we don't know. Of those 3, which is the one the Supreme Leader and is going to try to preserve at all costs, or the majority, preserve the majority of that capability of that program, and which of the 3 is he willing to make a deal on? And this is what's going to be so fascinating about these negotiations going forward.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's where we're going to end it there. We are past our 1 hour mark. We're at an hour and 7 minutes, actually, 8 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. Listen, stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding our buddy Chaotic Truth. Make sure you guys let him know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid. Well, listen, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. Obviously, I cannot do this shit without you guys. I think you guys know this. I love to reiterate this, but I have to. I know it's cliche as fuck, but I really do mean it. And I'm honored to be able to do this Monday through Friday, and then, of course, Saturday morning for members only. So anyways, much love, honor, respect, everybody. We'll see you guys here tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. Until then, God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire.